worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
PlayTime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT, 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
PlayTime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best-ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya? Subukan mo sa
PlayTime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang PlayTime. You're welcome.
Boxing and general, matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal. Plastic and General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi umulan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta.
Yes!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya? Subukan mo sa
PlayTime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ang PlayTime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Konkreto, kahoy, bakal!
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Di mo tayo makakabenta! Yes! Don't worry! The Only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abutan dito! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte.
UAAP Group naman ang ating masasaksiyan dito sa pagpapatuloy ng aksyon sa loob ng PlayTime Filoil Center. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. San Beda, nairaos na yung kanilang laro kontra EAC. Ngayon naman, Adamson naman ang magtatapat kontra National University. Mamaya meron pa tayong FPU kontra LaSalle to cap things off our Friday edition of the Premier Preseason Collegiate Basketball Tournament. Welcome everyone, Jay De La Cruz together with Dino Lee. Later on, Courtney Buenaventura will be joining us. Tignan muna natin itong ating team standings. Dino, simple ang storya. Kung sino matalo, hindi na makaka-top 4.
Yes, you will be eliminated, or your chances of getting into the quarterfinals will be pretty much over with the loss here. So you need to get to at least 3 wins. So both of these teams have 2 more games to go. So this win will be big for either team.
Oo. So kailangan maipanalo yung huling 2 laro nila para magkaroon ng pag-asa makaabante sa top 4. Una natin tututukan itong ginawa ng Adamson kontra UE. Napanalo nila yung laro na yun. So 1 game down, 2 more wins to go. Pero let's break down what happened in that previous game.
Well, Adamson didn't have Cedric Manzano playing in that game, but Mati Erolon and John Earl Medina played well for them. They were up as much as 17 points, but UE came in the first half and UE came back and forced an overtime. But thankfully for Adamson, they were able to still pull off a win. But it was their 3-point shooting, 5 from Mati Erolon and 3 coming from Earl Medina out of their 10 made threes in that game.
Mati Erolon, 5 of 9 from 3-point area, 17 points in total. Meron pang 4 assists. So if you would convert them, around 20 points responsable doon si Mati Erolon.
Mabigat talaga to si Mati Erolon, especially sa outside shooting. And I'm pretty sure he is the #1 guy to stop sa game plan ng NU Bulldogs, especially si Royce Mantua committing to the pros already and leaving the Adamson Falcons program. So a lot will be expected from Mati Erolon to pull off this big win for Adamson.
Ito naman sa panig ng NU, they had De La Salle in their previous game. They dropped that game, but it's in a close manner, similarly to what happened to their matchup against the defending UAP champions UP. Dikit tulad ng mga numero, dikit lahat.
For it to be close against a talented and heavily favored De La Salle University Green Archers, to just lose by 5 points, that speaks a lot of the character of this NU Bulldogs team. As you can see, they were within striking distance to get that win. And makikita mo yung differential sa field goal attempts. Plus 21 sila sa La Salle because of their 19 offensive rebounds and the turnovers they've forced in that game. So this will be a tall task for the Adamson Soaring Falcons because you have guys like Jake Figueroa and another guy in Nat Tulabot who stepped up who is only averaging 3.3 points coming to that game against the DLSU Green Archers. He doesn't get a lot of minutes, less than 10 minutes, and he stepped up 11.7 rebounds and 3 assists, and 4 out of 8 from the field.
Definitely a huge contribution coming from that NU forward, lalo na marami pang siyang kailangang makatulong dito kasi medyo may kabigatan itong makakatapat nila na itong Adamson na galing sa panalo. Will not keep you waiting anymore. It's Adamson versus NU. Coming up next, this is the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesive.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal. Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi umuulan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta.
Yes!
Don't worry, be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na.
Welcome back to the PlayTime Filoil Center here in San Juan for the PlayTime Cares 18th Filoil EcoOil Preseason Cup. Presented by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. This is game number 57 in our UAAP group between the Adamson Soaring Falcons versus the NU Bulldogs. Let us now meet the starters for both teams. First, for the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Point guard number 30, Cade Ronzoni. Shooting guard number 15, Ray Allen Torres. At small forward number 12, Renzo Competente. Power forward number 20, Manu Anabo. And at center number 23, OJ Ojarikre. Head coach for the Adamson Soaring Falcons is Nash Racela. And now introducing the starters for the NU Bulldogs. Point guard number 13, Steve Nash Enriquez. Shooting guard number 7, Paul Francisco. At small forward number 10, Jolo Manansala. Power forward number 77, Kenshin Padrones. And at center number 14, Jed Solomon. Coaching the NU Bulldogs is Jeff Napa. Our officials for this match, crew chief, Jonard Garcia, umpire 1, Michael Galotera, and umpire...
Starters on your screens. Wala yung Matt Erolon saka yung Matthew Montebon sa starting lineup. But it's the usual thing for Nash Racela to get them off the bench. Dito naman sa NU, another game that they will not be fielding in the starting lineup yung kanilang foreign student athlete na si Omar John. We're not sure if he's suited up, but it's NU surviving without those FSAs na malaking bagay sa kanila.
Well, they're used to that. If you can remember in the UAP season 87, for the most part of that first round and the second round, they didn't have Omar John. They didn't have their FSA, but right now their FSA is Omar John.
It's just a matter of, again, ito talaga yung usual Jeff Napa situation. O yung the psychology of Jeff Napa.
Next man up.
Next man up. Well, hindi niya hanapin yung mga wala. Hindi siya maghahanap ng wala. Whatever he has, he will work on it and he will do wonderful things with what he have on his plate.
Ang FSA pala nila nun, yung na-injure si Moja sana.
Oo, si Jeff, oo. But it's Adamson. Ito, pamilyar na rin.
Adamson din, wala rin.
Adamson, ito yung pamilyar din sa preseason tournament na to. pero natawagan lang ng offensive foul si OJ Ojaricre. Starting with guys like Manu Anabo, they have Kedron Zoni, na comparing it to the previous season, season 87, kahit nga sa 17th edition ng ating Premier Preseason Tournament, mas maganda yung pinapakita nila, mas komportable na sila sa gusto ipagawa sa kanila ni Coach Nash Racela.
Well, ang emphasis naman ni Coach Racela in this preseason is for his young guys to grow. And for them to grow, they need playing time. Hindi pwedeng nasa bench ka lang eh. Hindi ka lang pwedeng nasa practice. You need to be able to execute what you practice so that you get to learn and grow from those experiences.
Medyo alanganin yung bitaw ni Kenshin Patrones and that one did not work.
Well, we were talking about yung wala dito para sa NU Bulldogs. Meron din mga players na wala dito para sa Adamson Soaring Falcons. That's Earl Medina, and for the second straight game, si Cedric Manzano.
Quite established guys, but true to the point that you mentioned earlier, it's Coach Nash Racela giving a lot of exposure to the other guys, di ba? Nadapa pa si Ranzoni. Pero nanggigil ng bahagya si Steve Nash Enriquez. He will be tagged with that foul.
It looks like wala rin si AJ Franzman.
Yun pa.
Well, I don't see him on the bench of the Soaring Falcons.
Pero magang palitan to. Jaire Tomaning being inserted this early and might get the first 2 points of this ball game. Second try, still no good.
Well, Tumaning has that height advantage.
Kanina kakwentuhan natin si Assistant Coach Gilbert Lau. Yun yung sinasabi niya. True to the point of Nash Racela. Expected that Jaire Tomaning will see a lot of exposure in this ball game dahil nga wala yung Cedric Manzano. 2.5 minutes gone by, still scoreless.
Well, pinapahinga rin daw sabi mo daw, pinapahinga rin si Cedric Manzano. Galing din sa mabibigat na laro.
Oo. For context, galing sila ng Bayugan City, di ba? Participated in the tournament being organized by Mayor Kirk Assis. In the meantime, Paul Francisco breaking the silence with that three-pointer, first 3 points of this ball game. Paul Francisco averaging 6.7 points per ball game, already knocking down 3 points. Tumaning sa ilalim. Almost again.
Great move though coming from Jaire Tumaning. Hindi lang niya na-convert yung layup na yun.
Pero Jolo Manansala, good screen provided by his teammate. And Manansala converting on that layup, 5-0 NU. Dalawang beses nang natulang si Kate Ronzoni. This time, Jolo Manansala will be tagged with that foul. Isa munang Jangnan Hatpat 3-pointer to kick things off in this ball game. Paul Francisco knocking it down. Huwag kakalimutan, basta Hatpat, Jangnan na. Ayan na, si Monty nasa loob na para kay Coach Nash. And he has that leather. Shot clock says 7. 3 on the way for Manu Anabo. Back ironing it. Rebound by Jolo Manansala. At nakaharang si Matthew Montemon.
Well, napilitan si Coach Nash Racela to switch up things with his starting 5 and bring in guys like Matthew Montemon with them still scoreless. 4 minutes na dito sa first quarter.
Nash, ikot muna kay Jolo, who goes to his left, never minding the defense. Pero kuha pa rin ng NU. Steve Nash Enriquez, too strong on the 3. Nakakaswerte din ng bola ang NU, but here comes Barcelona, nasaraduhan, diretso sa kamay ni Steve Nash.
Well, he had nowhere to go there. Itong si
Barcelona.
But great transition defense on the part of the NU Bulldogs. Getting a steal. And Adamson has started slow. Unlike their game against UE where they had a 17-point lead in the first half. Ito na rin, pinasok na rin yung leading scorer nila, Mati Erolon.
Sama mo na si Kenji Cañete. You know, this is a struggle for coaches who is trying to explore his lineup. Siyempre, yung right combination, and in every game that you would encounter, you're hoping always to get a good start. At siyempre, yun actually talaga yung mission mo, makakuha ka ng good start eh. But talking about the long term, di ba, mahirap makuha yung exact recipe eh.
Oo, lalo na pag mabagal, di ba, you gamble with your starting five, di mo papasok yung main guns mo. That's a risk because if you have a slow start, it kind of builds the confidence of your opponents like what NU is doing now.
Lalo na to, timeout tuloy si Coach Nash Racela.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
Back with us here inside the Playtime Filoil Center, Jay De La Cruz, Dino Lee, Courtney Benaventura. And just to describe you what has happened during that timeout dun sa huddle ng kabila, Nash Racela with some very stern reminders for Matthew Montebon and Austin Ranzoni's veterans.
Ano yung love language yun ni Coach Nash Racela? Lambing lang yun, lambing.
Oo, lambing lang. Eh kasi naman, makakalahati na tayo dito sa ating first quarter. Wala pang puntos ang Adamson. Pangalawang unit na to actually ni Coach Nash Racela, and for sure the reason Matthew Montebon and ito si Austin Ranzoni inserted in the lineup, of course, to bring some semblance of order in this Adamson start that is still experiencing a sour start, Dino.
Yeah, they've been struggling. That's what I was saying earlier on, prior to that timeout, is the risk that when you bring in less experienced guys, it kind of takes, pag hindi maganda yung pinakita nila to start the first quarter, it slows down your team, and kahit pumasok yung second unit mo, damay-damay na yan. Saka may kumpiyansa na itong NU.
And Adamson is not the kind of team that they will wait for the opponent to make a mistake. Gusto nila, mag-umpisa na rin sila eh. May magawa na silang paraan para hindi na lumala itong problema na to eh.
Oo, minsan pag naiwan ka, di ka na makabalik eh.
And even those simple passes starting to become an issue for Adamson, eh, halo-halo na sila. Even Assistant Coach Romel Adocol, sinasabihan sila Jaire, relax lang, relax lang.
And Adamson brought in their other FSA, si Alugay eh.
Oo.
Kanina si Ojarikre yung ginamit niya.
Nice play! Great connection between Jedrick Solomon and Steve Nash Enriquez.
That was a great execution on the part of the NU Bulldogs. Looking confident in this first period.
Here's a three-pointer to break the side, and still no good for Adamson University. A shade above 4 minutes remaining in the opening period. 10-0 is the count. Nasaraduan si Jolo Manansala, pero may foul sa ilalim ang itatawag kay Luis Allen Perez. PlayTime Cares play of the quarter. Look at this beautiful play. The back door was open. Steve Nash Enriquez completing the job. That's our PlayTime Cares play of the quarter. PlayTime Cares elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes. Free throw muna si Jolo Manansala. Hatid sa atin ng ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito.
Ang Adamson naghahanap pa ng sagot dito sa first quarter.
Kala ko yun nga hinahanap mo ngayon. Marami tayong mga katulong dito. Mga previous sinasabi na natin.
Especially in a game that you don't have Earl Medina, who is one of the bright young players for this program. And si Cedric Manzano. A lot lies on the shoulders of Mati Erolon and Montebon.
And again, Adamson is not yet out of it in this tournament. These two teams can actually advance to the quarterfinals. Malaki pa ang pag-asa nila.
But first things first, you need to take care of your business in this game.
Oo. And for Adamson, first things first, kailangan makapuntos muna sila dito. Lalo 2 seconds na lang sa shot clock nila. Kanina pa nakatayo yung buong bench ng Adamson. Hindi sila makaupo kasi yung solidarity move nila hindi pa nagmamaterialize. The handoff. Muntik na, but AdU, their defense, basang-basa nila yung gagawin ng Adamson dito. Perhaps each and every move of the Falcons, AdU is reading it so well. Will this be the offensive sequence that will bring some points for Adamson? Austin so far away from that basket. Alan Perez, corner 3. Gayes sa ilalim. Dami lang nakaasul. Labas kay Mati. Wala pa rin.
Well, he had a clean look at that 3 for Mati Erolon, but he wasn't able to make it. And this is not the kind of start that you want.
Yung execution nandun na. Hindi lang nagiging 2 points eh.
Hindi maganda yung not every possession, but they've been getting looks. It's just that they're not converting on it.
Pero in any case, kung ganitong dehado ka ng 11 puntos, mag-uumpisa ka talaga sa depensa. And if anything, perhaps Adamson starting to stop this NU trend in scoring. Nahihirapan na rin ng NU makapuntos. Gaye sa ilalim, hindi lang nakuha ng maayos yung entry pass sa kanya. Bobby Mark Parks in the ball game, so as Reinhard Dumamoy and Nato Labot. Ahay!
Oh, no! And kaya sinasabi ko rin na hindi pwede magpaiwan ang Adamson Soaring Falcons is because they're last when it comes to points per game among all the 17 teams. They're averaging 61.5 points per game. That's dead last. Between all the UAP and NCAA teams.
Numbers-wise, scoring is for lack of a better term, an issue for Adamson. Kasi nga, last sila. Yung Nash Rosella kanina, ang turnover na yun, naka-facepalm na lang. Diskarte ni Palasielo, wala. Was in the ball game. Good anticipation that time coming from Manu Anabo. And he forced PJ Palasielo to commit that foul.
Although wala pa sa penalty yung NU Bulldogs, I didn't like that foul kasi with this 2 minutes, baka mabigyan pa ng free throws itong Adamson with the way they've struggled. That's not what you want if you're the NU Bulldogs.
There's under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The bench of Adamson still standing up because they haven't scored in this ball game. Anabo finally breaking the silence.
That was a challenge shot coming from Anabo. That wasn't easy, but he was able to knock it down.
2 points pa rin.
Akala ko this will be the first time we will see a scoreless quarter. Wala pa tayong ganun, no? Scoreless
Wala pa.
quarter.
Yung mga ganong phenomenal start lang tulad ng mga 11 to nothing run, nakakita na tayo. Nakakita na tayo ng 17 to nothing run, but that shot by Manu Anabo
That was challenged.
Oo. just perhaps the medicine Adamson needed. Short-term wise.
Makakaano ka na eh. Makakaano ka, Brett, a sigh of relief na nakashoot ka na finally.
In the meantime, Gaye was challenged. Will be tagged with that foul. And either way, PJ Palacielo will troop to the free throw line. Here's the thing about PJ Palacielo. Again, NU's getting used to playing without an FSA. And we mentioned this earlier, Jeff Napa, usual next man up guy. Diba? That's what he instilled with his boys. This is the guy right there on your screens who stepped up for NU.
We all know they're a team that doesn't just rely on their FSA. Maybe this is a coaching call on the part of Jeff Napa to gain that confidence coming from his locals.
A three-pointer by Ray Allen Torres. Dalawang field goals na sa Adamson.
Ray Allen yun ah.
Oo, Ray Allen din. Ray Allen din nag-aalawan sa three-pointer eh. Reinhardo Mamoy got an opening. Nice extra pass. But PJ Palacielo could not handle it. Here's Adamson. Alam, nakaka-catch up na yung NU doon. Medyo alanganin yung pulot doon sa dribble.
That turnover was caused by the help defense of Ray Allen Torres rotating at the right time.
Kate thought about a three. Naiwanan si Palacielo. Bigay muna sa kanto. Tabingi lang yung tres ni Sikat. Shot clock is off. Penalty ang Adamson. Bad idea if they will go for a foul. Reinhardo Mamoy attacking Sikat. Nice fake. Open is Palacielo. No good on the three. The tap. That one will go for Padrones. And that will do it for the opening period, where it's more of an Adamson struggle, Dino.
Failing to execute properly with their offensive sets, itong Adamson. Hopefully, they can turn things around in the next period.
Lalo kung magpapatuloy itong mga ganitong tira ng NU, where Jolo Manansala got his groove from inside and the outside. They want to see more of that coming from Ray Allen Torres and company, and Adamson will try to cut this 7-point deficit.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
All purpose ang boxer El General, matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal. Plastic, El General All Purpose Epoxy, palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
As the NU Bulldogs are facing off against longtime rivals Adamson, most eyes are once again on one of their players, Steve Nash Enriquez. For NU to come out on top, a smart and composed play from the team is non-negotiable base nga kay Nash. And he knows what Adamson can actually bring to the table. Composure has been a defining factor in NU's past games, especially they struggle to close out strongly. So playing smart today means making the right reads and knowing when to actually take control. In addition to that, with Figueroa not being around due to a slight injury he had last game, he is currently resting and recovering at the moment and might be ready to play on the next JD, no?
Medyo dito, malaking bagay na kailangan si Jake Figueroa. But going back to Courtney's report, closing out, yeah, lalo na umabante, maganda yung naging umpisa nila. Perhaps they can stay focused on that goal para dito sa laro na to.
Yes, they were able to hold NU Adamson to just 5 points itong NU Bulldogs. And the problem for Adamson is they turned the ball over 8 times. They now have they have 1 turnover here in this quarter. They have a total of 9. So Some of them were actually unforced turnovers.
Oo.
Wala namang ginagawa yung depensa ng NU. Mga miscues lang din nila sa
Oo.
pasahan.
Ang masakit nito, pag nagkaroon din sila ng miscues sa depensa, magkakaroon ng mga ganitong pagkakataon. Tulad nito si Reynard Dumamoy, who's at the line for 3 free throws. Kanina, nung nangyayari yung in-between quarters, nagkaroon ng mini-clinic si Nash Racele.
Oh. I think he was
Live
emphasizing...
demonstration.
He was emphasizing, let's just make it simple. Yung kick-out pass lang natin. Dribble, kick-out. Tapos yung... bakit tayo magsisettle for the outside shot? May layup naman tayo. I'm just interpreting based on his hand signals or his body language.
Kanina hindi nag-huddle sa bench, nag-huddle sa half court eh. Kaya itong nasa Haynes 5 on the floor ng Adamson, they will try to perhaps... Tama ka na, pasimplihin lang muna, di ba?
And the reason why I think that was the case, hindi ko narinig yung exactly sinabi niya, is because they're shooting 1 out of 9 from the 3.
Oo.
Why are we setting for jumpers if we're not making it?
Overthinking things, kumbaga. In the meantime, Bobby Mark Parks, he had nowhere to go in that sequence. 12-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Handoff, Torres, way off on the 3. Fast break ng NU. Naghanap ng kakampi si Bobby Mark. Reinhardt muna off the screen. He fires the 3 and it's good. (20-5) NU. Nakatayo ulit yung mga players ng Adamson sa bench. Malamang pinatayo ulit ito. Ray Allen Torres. Manu Anabo, challenge 3. They cannot rely on those perimeter shots anymore kasi nakaka-close out ang NU, Dino.
But it's... I mean, you have to give credit sa defense din ng NU. Siyempre, hindi rin nila ibibigay yung easy layups para dito sa Adamson.
And Bobby Mark Parks joining the party. 23-5 NU. And NU's mounting another run, another monumental run, to say the least. Jangnan hot pa 3-pointer muna ni Reinhard Dumamoy. Yan ang ating tampok ngayon. Kasama na rin dyan si Bobby. Nag-invite ng Jangnan.
Adamson hasn't found their rhythm yet. As you can see, 5 players being subbed out.
Nabanggit natin, mag-hotpot si Reinhard tsaka si Bobby Mark. Huwag kakalimutan, basta hotpot, Jangnan na. Mukhang sasali rin si Matthew Montebon with that 3-pointer once again to break the silence for Adamson. 11-0 run by NU was broken by Matthew Montebon. Pero masyadong madali yung pick and roll play ni Reinhard Dumamoy at ni PJ Palacielo. Under 7 to play in the first half. Matty, bigay sa kanto. Nice fake, Zahir Sahili. Well, that's a kid that knows too well about composure. Baby Falcons pa lang, siya yung masasabi nating calming presence nila Coach Mike Fermin. Sigurado, kailangan dito sa laro ngayon, specifically for Adamson.
And I'm sure they don't wanna make an excuse na dahil wala yung tatlo ay ganito kami.
A shade above 6 minutes remaining. Haynes 5 on the floor for National University. It's Palacielo with the leather. One-on-one at the post area against Jairet Tumaneng. Shot block down to 7. 3 on the way. That's too strong for Reyes. Matty, finally a 3-pointer for Matty Arolon. First 3 points of the ball game.
Great find coming from Matthew Montebon. Finding an open Arolon.
Timeout muna si Coach Jeff Napa.
Sa ABC ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Back in us here inside the PlayTime Filoil Center, 25-13 lamang ang Enyo. Ito yung kinukwento natin dito kanina, Dino.
Yes.
Nagkiklinik si Nash Rosella. That's during the in-between first and the second quarter.
I think what he was explaining nga yun is magsasettle for the 3 kung meron naman tayong malapitang tira. Diba?
And another thing that that college basketball players used to do a lot today, pag nakuha nila yung bola off a good pass, unahin muna yung fake pass bago itira, kahit libre naman sila.
Dapat ready ka eh. Ready ka to shoot every single time, especially if you're open. Hindi ka pwedeng hahanapin mo yung pasa.
Oo. Maraming nasasayang kasi ng pagkakataon eh. And when you opt for that fake pass, you're giving the opportunity to the defender to close out on you. So pag nakatira ka na, as Jolo Manansala scored underneath and somebody will be whistled for a shot clock violation, napituhan na si Jolo Manansala. Going back to that again, pag nag-fake pass ka pa, nakakahabol pala yung defender sa iyo eh. Diba? So pag tumira ka na, nabawasan pa yung porsyento doon sa tira mo dahil may bantay ka na.
I think what Coach Nash is asking from his players is yung assertiveness mo. Kasi kailangan decisive ka, hindi ka pwedeng nag-hesitate eh. And that's part of the journey of being a better player is knowing, reading situations and knowing or making that correct call. Titira mo ba? Papasa mo ba?
Oo.
In a split second.
Tough shot coming from Matthew Montebon. There's a foul on the rebound play. Si Jaire ang tinawagan. This is a first foul on this Adamson big guy na nagiging Adamson lifer so far. Some questions coming from Assistant Coach Gilbert Lau. And apparently that was Assistant Coach Mike Fermin. Napagkamalan natin si Romel Adokul. But it was Assistant Coach Mike Fermin na kasama dito ni Coach Nash.
Yung referee natin, pinapaupo yung bench ng Adamson.
Oo.
Sabi ni Coach Sera, hindi kami makashoot eh. Kailangan ko patayuin yan.
Oh, nice pass. Open layup. But a sorry miss for Jedrick Solomon. That was too open. But here's Adamson wanting to make NU feel sorry for those sorry misses. Sahili attacking. Sahili no good. Gaye, one fake, one shot. No good. Bothered by the NU defense. But he recovers that basketball. But there was no time left on the shot clock. May paracetamol ka ba dyan? Bigyan natin kay Coach Nash na sela. Baka kailangan niya. Magamot sa sakit ng ulo, no?
Well, he acknowledges naman in their last game after their win against UE was this is a young team and you've lost key rotation players like guys like Royce Mantua. So kahit paano maintindihan mo eh. Meron kang players will make mistakes. And dyan papasok yung patience. But at the same time, hindi pwedeng forever ka lang patient.
At mukhang nasunod na yung referee. Naupo na rin yung bench ng Adamson. Otherwise, they're gonna be tagged with an improper bench decorum.
Usually, isang coach lang yung pwede tumayo, di ba? It's either the first assistant or the head coach.
There's a transition defense of Adamson. Naka-recover kagad after turning that ball over. Pero may libre sa kanto. Malakas lang ang tira ni Alfanta. But they got their own miss. Steve Nash Enriquez back in the ball game. Directing traffic, looking at the post area. Hindi maibigay sa poste. Labas na lang kay Jedrick. Balik kay Steve Nash. 3 is in! This lead continues to grow. Montebon for 3. Straight but short. Struggle for that rebound play. Tatawagan ng foul. Sino? Si Monmon ang tinawagan ng foul. In the meantime, balik ulit tayo sa hot pot. Si Steve Nash Enriquez hasama mag-hot pot with that 3-pointer of the quarter. Huwag kakalimutan, basta hot pot, Jangnan na.
AdU isn't shooting the ball that well. They're only at 34%, but they're 5 out of 10 from beyond the arc.
And there's that feeling that, you know, even if Adamson is struggling to make a basket as Monmon de la Cruz scores, meron pa rin magsasabi sa you still have that feeling that Adamson is in a relatively better position at this point.
Hindi naman sobrang init din ng AdU eh. Hindi naman katulad ng CSB when they won big against San Beda 2 days ago. It's just that Adamson hasn't looked right so far in this game.
A long 3 coming from Steve Nash Enriquez. No good though. A lot of people falling at their shots. At hindi merong tinuturo kay Steve Nash Enriquez. Tignan muna natin itong ating PlayTime Cares play of the quarter. Monmon de la Cruz with that left-hander usual Monmon de la Cruz shots. Brought to us by PlayTime Cares, elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes.
Tapos wala pang, I think yung aggressiveness din to drive to the basket, wala rin for Adamson. Wala pa silang tinitirang free throw.
Oo. Samantala na, yung AdU nakakapitong attempt na. And to your point, Dino, no, with regards to the shooting of National University, they're shooting 40% from the field in this tournament. At this point of the game, with 2 minutes remaining in the first half, they're shooting 35%. So within bounds lang din talaga si AdU eh. But if you're AdU, this is the perfect time to strike.
Totoo lang, di naman ganun kalaki rin yung 30 for a half. If you're a team and you give up 30 points with less than 90 with 90 seconds, more or less 90 seconds left, di naman malaki yun eh. But offensively, that has been the problem for Adamson.
Luis Perez. Handoff was denied. They sent it to Matty with 5 on the 24. Pick and pop did not materialize. Kailangan ng tumira ni Luis Perez. Pinasa pa. Ubos ang oras.
He should have taken that shot. I guess it's probably the drums or yung shot clock awareness mo.
Communication din yan. Hindi rin pwede maging excuse yung outside environment eh. Because you as teammates, you need to find a way to resolve issues eh. 5 naman kayo dyan sa loob eh. Tough shot, but there's the recovery coming from Jolo Navarro. Lumalabas na rin yung pagiging aktibo ng AdU. Talk about their hustle with those second chance points. 32-13 AdU. Matty Erolon got bumped. Kanina pa binabangga-bangga ni Steve Nash Enriquez. And that is just the 13th foul of AdU. Silipon na tayo. Rebound of the quarter muna na naging 2 points para kay Jolo Navarro. Rebound of the quarter brought to us by Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy. 30 seconds remaining. Matty for 3. Could not get it to go. At ubos oras na ang Enyo dito, patay na ang shot clock. Adamson, a handful of fouls to give just to prevent Enyo from executing in this final play. Steve Nash looking at his coaching staff, and there's the foul given by Kenji Cañete.
I think Steve Nash should have gone earlier kasi may one foul to give pa tong... sorry.
Actually, may one foul to give pa sila.
May isa pa sila. After nun.
Eto, huddle muna sila Coach Jeff Napa.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
4.9 seconds remaining in the first half. Adamson has one more foul to give. So to your point kanina, Dino, it might have been a better idea if Steve Nash Enriquez attack early para kasi magpa-foul pa Adamson dito.
Oo, kasi may 2 fouls to give sila ngayon, 1 foul to give pa yung Adamson. So if ikaw yung NU, baka 1 dribble. Ayan na. Yun na yung last foul to give ng Adamson.
3.5 seconds remaining. Kaso baseline inbound.
Maraming oras pa tong 3.5 seconds na ito.
Gumana kaya yung dinrowing ni Coach Jeff Napa. Jolo, partially open, opted to go inside, got rejected by OJ Ojaricre. I think on the first try, he had that shot already. Tinira na lang niya sana. Either way, NU is just taking advantage of the struggles of Adamson offensively.
Well, they haven't gone double digits in any quarter. 5 points in the first quarter, 8 points in the second. So it's been a struggle for Adamson. I'm for sure Coach Nash Rosella will have a lot of things to talk about with his team, especially on the offensive end, because they're down by 19 points, and if they lose this game, this tournament, they're not gonna qualify for the quarterfinals.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
The abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Unboxing El General, matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Plastic, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Easy umulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta! Yes! Don't worry! The Only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
Sa ABC, sigurado ka pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
My future.
Right? What's the plan?
I have a plan. The new Smart Junior Plan. Made for me. For only learning, only experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Happy anniversary at TNT! Pangmalawakang coverage. With free data, calls, and texts. At sulit na rewards.
TNT 25 years, tuloy ang sulit saya sa buong bansa.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet, get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
You're still watching the PlayTime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. Laban ng Adamson kontra AdU. Lamang na lamang ang AdU at the end of the first half. 32-13 halftime stats brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesives.
Well, AdU at 34%, and for Adamson, it has been a cold shooting night and a struggle for them. 5 out of 27 for 18%. And to add to that is their 12 turnovers to NU 7, which in their 12 turnovers, NU was able to capitalize with 13 points of turnovers. Ang Adamson, it's been a struggle for the first 2 quarters, 5 points in the first quarter, 8 points in the second. So let's see if they can turn things around after this halftime.
Tingnan naman natin ang mga nakapuntos dito sa ating laro na to. Leading scorers brought to us by PlayTime Cares. Jolo Manansala, Reynardo Mamoy. I believe those are 3-pointers coming from those 2 guys. But mamili ka lang ng 3 sa NU. Combination nun, lalamang pa sila laban sa buong team ng Adamson. And
a lot of answers need to be answered for Adamson. We know that they don't have Cedric Manzano. They don't have Earl Medina in this game. But you still have Montebon, Erolon. Wala rin pala si AJ Franzman. So other guys have to step up, and so far that has not been the case for the Soaring Falcons.
One more look at our pusupi.com key matchup. Nagtapat Reynhard Dumame at Matty Erolon. 6 points for Reynhard, 3 points for Matty Erolon. By the way, yung 5 nakapuntos na yon sa Adamson, those are the 5 scorers for Coach Nash Racela in the first half. Siyempre, first things first, sana madagdagan yung makapuntos at sana basically just shoot that basketball. Just make buckets, di ba?
And you need more out of Erolon. You can't have a 3-point half, especially with the players we mentioned that are not suited up in this game. And they need to bring a lot of energy. That's one thing.
Again, we've mentioned this time and again, perhaps NU or Adamson, if you're going to compare it to NU's season tournament numbers, they are in a relatively better position. Again, we've mentioned this. NU, this tournament, they are shooting 35 or 40% from the field. E ngayon, nabagit nga natin kanina, ang NU nasa 34%. So, if NU match somehow their tournament field goal shooting, mas mataas pa tong hinaharap na lamang ng Adamson eh.
Kaya it's a long climb up papuntang pahabol dito sa lamang ng NU ang gagawin ng Soaring Falcons. And they need to outplay NU if they'll have any chance of qualifying in the quarterfinals. Although with the win, it doesn't even guarantee that they'll be in the quarterfinals. It just keeps their hopes alive.
Because after this ball game, what's at stake here is kung sino lang naman matalo dito, wala nang
pag-asa. Kahit manalo sila sa last game nila. Pero pag nanalo ka, you still need to win your last game to qualify for the quarterfinals. Now, for Adamson, if they do come back and win this game, they will have to go up against the UP Fighting Maroons in their last game. And for NU, it's the FEU Tamaraws.
So a lot of things will need to happen in order for either of these teams to get into the top 4. Second half na tayo ng laban ng Adamson Soaring Falcons at ng NU Bulldogs. Jay De La Cruz, Dean Oli, Courtney Buenaventura bringing in the action. Magigising na kaya ang Adamson? The first attempt, perfectly executed ng Adamson. Di lang pumasok. Ito ngayon ng NU. Padrones naghanap ng kakampi para sa handoff. Steve Nash, pick and roll play with Kenshin Padrones, just overshooting that one hand there. Inside, OJ na bangga ni Kenshin Padrones, but a couple of plays executed to perfection. 2 points na lang talaga ang mailap.
Well, anything that will allow you to score points if you're Adamson, you'll take it. But yun nga lang, hindi pala siya shooting foul.
Ooh, nobody was looking at Ray Allen Torres. Easy 2 points.
That's probably the easiest shot Adamson has taken in this game because they haven't shot any free throws.
Oo. And for the first time in this ball game, Adamson is ahead in a quarter.
Nagulat ako doon na libreng-libre doon.
Kenshin Padrones. Up. Wait. Shot clock violation. And you taking too long to set that offense up. Bilis nagpalit ng tao ni Coach Jeff Napa. Haynes 5 on the floor for Adamson University, doing their best to make another excellent execution. Almost on the layup. Rebound nakuha ni Jedrick Solomon. Bounce pass, Jolo Mananzala will go to the free throw line. And NU, for their part, they're just keeping it simple.
They like to use the pick and roll in two-man game nila with a guard and a big. And with that big rolling to the basket, and they've been getting a lot of quality looks during the first half.
Free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito. Hindi nga lang nasiguro ni Jolo Manzala yung kanyang unang free throw. 6.7 rebounds in the first half for Jolo Manzala. Could not make it 7. Small goals for Adamson. They're keeping NU scoreless for this entirety of the third quarter so far.
But they also need to score.
Oo.
Especially you're down 17 points.
Gian Sikat, napalibutan sa ilalim, wala yung tira, rebound nakuha ng NU.
That's definitely gonna be a foul on Sikat.
Paul Francisco with a variety of moves just to prevent the defense. And he got the third foul of Gian Sikat. Kandara pa dun si Paul Francisco. Check out this play. Able to fend off Monty. Alam, nakaharang na si Gian Sikat doon. And you mentioned this word for Adamson na hinahanap mo sa kanila, ang NU ang nagpapakita dito. Yung assertiveness.
Yes. Yung aggressiveness and assertiveness nitong NU Bulldogs. Even though they're up by 18 points, they're still attacking the basket.
Second free throw is good for Paul Francisco. In the meantime, Courtney Buenaventura has a story for us.
Monte Montebon of Adamson acknowledged a recurring issue the team has been facing, their tendency to struggle either in the first half or second half of games. He emphasized that this is something they are actively working to address, of course, under the guidance of Coach Nash Racela. Monty made it clear that there are no excuses when these lapses happen. The second half will actually show whether they can mount a strong comeback or if this game will simply serve as another learning experience for them. JD, no?
The thing is, that to your point, that could be the reason why Adamson is having these issues sa scoring. Kasi they're not connecting on those two halves, di ba? As we're going to have a head coach's challenge on that last sequence. Kasi nga naman, kung first half ka lang gagana, di ba?
4 quarters ang basketball.
4 quarters ang basketball eh.
20 minutes lang, panalo na.
Oo.
Pero, I think it's really the consistency of your execution. Di ba? Yung possession by possession. You can't just look at it first quarter or just the second quarter or just 2 quarters in totality. But you also have to look at it yung consistency ng players mo in terms of executing the game plan.
So with 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, Adamson still facing a 19-point deficit, 34-15 NU with the advantage.
And speaking of consistency, I do believe that is what separates the great teams, the champion teams, from the teams that are aspiring to get to the Final Four or play in the finals. It's that consistency.
After the review, the coaches challenge of the Adamson University Soaring Falcons is successful.
Tagumpay
Ball possession
ang
Soaring Falcons.
apela ni Nash Racela. It indeed went off the fingers of Munmun de la Cruz. Kahit anong iwas pa niya, dumaan na talaga sa kanya yung bola.
14 on the shot clock.
Yun nga lang, isa na nga lang challenge si Nash Racela. Playing with the table official. Nangingi pa ng isa. Nakikipag-negotiate doon sa ating statisticians. Baka pwedeng negotiate para isa yung mga hindi nagamit na challenges ng mga huling laro. Pwedeng gamitin ngayon.
Well, yung mga out of bounds kasi, I watched the content of yung mga NBA referees. One question that was asked of them is, what's the most difficult call to make? It's actually the out of bounds. Kasi it happened so fast. Wala silang luxury of having a slow-mo.
Kuha na ng NU yung bola kanina, but it ended up as a turnover for NU. May wawarningan si Jonard Garcia dito. Parang gusto rin pumasok sa loob niya assistant coach Vic Icasiano. Kaya lang bawal nakapantalon. Sikat opting to drive to that baseline. He had a shot though. Either way, it's a miss. Balik ang NU sa bola with their hands 5 on the floor. The ball is with Reinhard Humamoy. Screen provided by Jedrick Solomon. Monmon has it. Hinihingi ulit ni Reinhard. Shot clock, 8 seconds na lang. Reinhard versus Sikat. Reinhard making his move. Extra pass intended for Monmon, taken away. But recovered by NU. The floater is in and out. Rebound, Ojeyo Jaricre. Forward pass. Monty thought about a 3. He opted to attack. Layup won't work. Adamson missing layups as well, but there's Ojeyo Jaricre to the rescue. Lamang pa rin ng Adamson sa quarter na to.
Well, they're doing a great job defensively, but they need to score more buckets or baskets for this to be a winnable game for them.
Francisco against the shot clock. And Adamson, their defense is forcing a lot of close shot clock violations play for NU. Nauubos yung oras ng NU kakasetup eh. And for the guys of Coach Jeff Napa, a better recognition of the situation is needed from them. In the meantime, rebound of the quarter. Ojeyo Jaricre, ginawa rin 2 points yung offensive rebound na yon. Hatid sa atin ng Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy.
I don't think you can question yung defense ng Adamson eh. I think what has been suspect for them in this preseason is the offensive output or production that they can do in a particular game. And that's why naging suspect yun because they're last when it comes to scoring average, 61.5 points per game.
And if anything, there's just one game that they were able to force a team to score more than 70 points. That is their win against UE. Naka-71 sila. Everything else, when they lost to LaSalle, 65 points lang ang LaSalle. When they lost to USD, 69 points lang ang USD. FEU nakalaban nila, 68 lang. Wala talaga lumalabas ng 70 points eh. If anything, yes. That is right. Na nandun yung, yung defensive identity. Pero kaya basketball pa rin to. Paramihan pa rin ng puntos to.
Paramihan pa rin ng puntos at the end of the day.
Oo.
Because you can only limit your opponents in terms of their scoring, but you still have to score or outscore your opponents.
Oo.
And that hasn't been the case for Adamson in their losses and including this game.
5 minutes remaining in the third period. Math Robin Erolon with the three. Kumpletuhin na natin, John Math Robin. (34-20). Inside, tough shot kasi ang laki ni Luis Perez. Kaya lang may humataw pa kay PJ Palacielo. Free throw coming up for PJ. Jangnan hotpot 3-pointer muna tayo. Gusto rin mag-hotpot ni Matty Erolon. So wag kakalimutan, basta hotpot, Jangnan na.
Ito na ba yung simula ng scoring production for Matty Erolon? Ang masakit sa Adamson, usually when their team is struggling, may mga isa-dalawa yan gumagawa pa rin kahit paano eh. Anong nangyari sa Adamson? Lahat sila off night eh nung first half natin dito.
Nasara doon si Matty pero nakuha niya pa rin yung bola after he got blocked. And Adamson will be forced to set it up half court. Erolon to Montebon versus Steve Nash Enriquez. Shot clock at 5. Monty has to make a move. Open 3, Barcelona. Could not get the bounce. Nahihiya pa pumasok ang bola.
They had that open look at the 3. Di lang pumasok para dito sa Adamson.
Alanganin yung pasa kay Nat. Alanganin yung pasa. Talk about the spacing of Kenshin Padrones and Nat Tolaput. And the foul's gonna be tagged on Nat Tolaput. Last foul to give you ng NU. Yung scoring struggle somehow napunta sa NU. After scoring 12 in the first, 20 in the second, 2 points pa lang sila dito.
This is looking more like a defensive game rather than offense.
Erolon. Tough shot on that baseline jumper. Under 3.5 remaining. Palacielo, the spin move. PJ Palacielo.
That's just 4 points coming from NU in this quarter.
Dagdagan pa, dagdagan pa.
But if you're Adamson, if you can get this down to 10 points or better if it's single digits, you still have a chance.
Winnable game.
Heading into that last quarter.
Under 3 to play. Bulldogs just really contented in their deliberate offense. Looking for the open guys, getting higher percentage shots. Just like that, yun lang yung available eh. And PJ Palacielo took advantage.
That was actually good defense. Just better offense coming from Palacielo.
May clinic ulit si Coach Nash Racela. Timeout ang Adamson.
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun ah. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Over 2,500 games para maraming chances manalo.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Back in here inside the PlayTime Filoil Center. 38-20 is the count. 2:34 remaining in the third quarter. Jay De La Cruz, Dino Lee, Courtney Buenaventura. And the clinic continues for Adamson University. That's during the timeout. Nagde-demo si Coach Nash Racela. And it's just, masasabi natin, just using every possible
maximizing that timeout.
Oo.
Is instead of using the board,
yung half court talaga ginagamit pa niya.
Yung mismong court na yung gagamitin mo.
And actually bending the rules
because that's not allowed during a timeout.
And they will be tagged for an improper bench decorum because of that handle. The second time they already did it in this game.
But during the first time, they didn't get any warning. So basically, kung winarning na sila dito, technical foul na yan.
Again, bending every rule, maximizing all opportunities.
For teaching experience, for teaching the kids or the players of this Soaring Falcons.
Especially in this time, in this game.
A must-win game for them.
Dahil again, ang tema dito, kung sino matalo, hindi na makaka-top 4 sa UAAP group. In the meantime, Jolo Mansala will go to the free throw line because somebody pushed Josh Barcelona. May tumulak kay Josh Barcelona na natulak tuloy si Jolo Manansala, pero ang ending si Barcelona tatawagan ng foul. Nevertheless, Jolo Manansala is back at the free throw line with his free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesives. 7 points for Jolo Manansala, 8 rebounds. Kala ko naiingit si Jeff Napa sa clinic na ginagawa ng National Sela. Pero hindi mo maaalis sa mga coaches yan. Again, very basic concept. If you're a coach, you're definitely a teacher. Diba?
Saka mas gusto mo yung ayaw mo antayin na next game mag-a-adjust players mo. Gusto mo.
Ngayon na.
Yung next play, makapag-adjust na kayo. And maybe that's his way of being able to send the message is through demonstrating it on the floor during a timeout, even though it's not really allowed under the rules of the world governing body of basketball.
Sa susunod yan, mapipilitan niya sila commission. Gumawa ng house rules sila commissioner Jolly pa. Sila Boss Virgil Villavicencio.
But I can appreciate the passion coming from Coach Nash Racela. Kasi, di ba, parang, yes, you're down 16, but ang dami mo pang pwedeng gawing winning plays eh. Even if you end up losing the game, it's the game within the game.
Alanganin ang pwesto ni Monmon. Alfanta outside. He has 8 to work with versus Alan Perez. Tough shot coming from Alfanta. Won't work for Macmac. Steve Nash. Bigay kay Jolo. Thought about the 3. Inside pass to Palacielo. Muntik maagawan. Palacielo naabutan ng depensa. Nandun si Monmon.
But that was great effort coming from Montebon that made Palacielo miss that shot kasi it allowed his teammate to help on Palacielo. Pero yun lang, nakuha lang ng offensive rebound ng NU.
41-23 NU. Under a minute to play in the third frame. Monty. Bibigyan ng screen si Barcelona. Bigay sa kanan kay Renzo. 2 on the shot clock. Kompetente all-air. Nasa po ni Ronzoni, and Austin Ronzoni will get the 2 points. Good air ball. Naka 2 for 1 pa ata ang Adamson dito. Let's see if NU will score. And they indeed score with that shot coming from Macalfanta.
Yun yung problema. Ready humep yung kakampi mo, hindi ka naman ready rotate. Kaya napadali yung layup dun ng NU dun.
Last shot time for Adamson. Barcelona, short stab at a corner, no good. Some time for NU. Alam ni Jolo. He launches a 3. Bumanda lang. And at the end of the third period, it's a better result for Adamson. They finally entered into double-digit territory as far as the quarter scoring is concerned. Pero nagpapatuloy pa rin yung mga puntusan nila PJ Palacielo, nila Jolo Manansala. Isama mo na yung cleanup job na to ni Munmun de la Cruz. Kaya ang NU nakakalayo-layo pa rin. Kailangan na ng tulong dito nila Austin Ronzoni, nila Matt Erolon para naman makarecover ang Adamson University because with 1 quarter to go, the Bulldogs are well ahead in this ball game.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Umuulan!
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry! Be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
One more quarter to go. One more quarter for Adamson to salvage their tournament. Although they're still going to play UP in their final game in a matter of few days. Again, a loss would mean the end of your hopes for a top 4 finish in the UAAP group.
Well, ang masasabi ko lang, ang kailangan ng Adamson dito, a Tyrese Halliburton magic to finish this game off, which is coming back from a double-digit lead.
Fourth quarter upon us, Jay De La Cruz, Dino Lee, Courtney Buenaventura. 18-point advantage for the guys from Hoxon. Jolo sending it to the other side. Bitin na bitin yung tira ni Padrones. Monty has it. Hindi tumuloy yung double team. Sumugot tuloy si Monty. Labas kay Anabo. 3 on the way. That one is good for Manu Anabo. 5 points total for Manu Anabo. Actually, the first guy to score for
in the first quarter.
In the first quarter.
When the score was 11-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Na less than 2 minutes na no first quarter yung natitira. If this score is really low, those moments will be really memorable, di ba? In the meantime, there's a foul down low. That's gonna go against Jared Tumaneng. Ito muna yung 3-pointer ni Manu Anabo. Jang na hotpot 3-pointer of the quarter. Basta hotpot, Jang na.
Maganda dito doon yung aggressiveness si Montebon. Drawing the defense and opening up Anabo for that open 3.
But on the other end, Jolo Mananzala found that driving lane. Scooting it for the layup. Monty. Nalibre si Jaire pero binigay sa kanto. Mas libre si Manu. Second 3-pointer is good. And a foul's gonna be tagged against Kenshin Padrones.
I guess the coaching clinic has been working wonders for the Adamson Falcons. Ganda ng mga extra pass nila. Finding an open Anabo for his second 3 in a row.
And naging top scorer bigla si Manu Anabo for Adamson. Hindi lang pumasok yung free throw for this game sana.
And if you're Adamson, despite your cold shooting afternoon, you're still just down by 14 points.
Oo.
18 on the shot clock.
Reynard has it. Nice screen provided by Navarro. Napalibutan lang si Reinhard ng tatlong Adamson. Na-recover ni Jolo. May libre sa ilalim. Great find coming from Jolo Manansala. And Kenshin Padrones took advantage.
That was already a scramble play na wala na yung bola kay Jumamoy. But NU was still able to take advantage of it.
Luis Perez, lizard shot ang nangyari, but there's a foul on the rebound play. It's gonna go against Kenshin Padrones.
Bagong term yun lizard shot. Di ba patay putiki?
Patay kaya nga lizard shot. Ito muna yung ginawa dito ni Jolo Manansala. Good play over there. But that play of the corner. Hatid sa atin ng PlayTime Cares, elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes. Post-action, Luis Allen Perez wala. Tatlo kalaban ni Jared Tumanig doon sa rebound play. Humamoy. Manansala. Humamoy thought about the three. There's the handoff. Gusto tumira ni Reinhard dito. Mas libre si Navarro. Wala nga lang itira. Jolo Navarro. Nevertheless, nice play coming from NU. Something Jeff Napa will definitely appreciate. 7-17. Anabo is feeling it. It's short though. Jolo Manansala. Napakialaman ni Monty. And that's gonna be a turnover for NU.
Well, you can see that Adamson is matching the play of NU in the second half. Yun nga lang, naunahan sila nung first half. And the Bulldogs were able to build a 19-point lead.
Lapit na ni Erolon. Nice fake. Able to fend off Bobby Mark Parks. But no good on the shot. OJ Ojarico was there. Erolon open three. That's off to the left. Rebound secured by Jolo Navarro. Together his teammates on our hands. 5 on the floor for NU. Manansala, Humamoy, Parks, and Padrones. There's Navarro inside.
Yung two-man game ng NU Bulldogs punishing itong depensa ng Adamson Soaring Falcons. Kanina pa yan, nung first half. Adamson late in their rotations because they're doubling the one using the pick.
Nice cut by Erolon. Huli lang ni Bobby Mark Parks.
Walang late yung rotation nila doon sa roll man.
Yan na sana yung pagkakataon ng mga Adamson na makuha na natutulog yung depensa ng NU, pero nandun pa rin yung recovery ni Bobby Mark Parks for that block. In the meantime, Matty back ironing that shot. Rebound. Struggle. Ayun, bola ng NU. And if anything, Dino, NU is doing a good job with this kind of separation. They're giving Adamson University without the flashes, without that certain intimidation. Kumbaga, tahimik lang, pero effective.
Basic pick and roll lang, and then they just make the read of finding the open man or making that extra pass.
Hindi gumana yung paglipat ni Jolo Navarro. Takbo ang Adamson. They have 5.5 to recover from this 18-point mountain. Erolon, the kick out. Anabo for 3 again. The rainbow won't work. Rebound, lumusot sa mga hita nila Padrones at Ricre. Nakuha ng Adamson. Pasok ang tres ni Matty Erolon. (49-34) NU. 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. Courtney Benaventura, what do you have for us?
Yes, we know how pressure is a constant presence in every game. For Nat to labot together with Nash and their other teammates, pressure isn't something to avoid. In fact, ito nga daw ay isang privilege for them. Sabi nga ni Nat na once you feel it, it just makes you want to push yourself more. Pressure will always be there, but it's how you respond that sets you apart. And from what we can see right now, they're only showing one thing, which is the drive to finish this match strongly. JD, no?
Think about that drive to finish. NU, again, doing a good job on that drive to the finish.
Pero counted ba yun? Hindi ba magre-reset?
The shot clock should have reset
Pero
to 14.
hindi siya shot attempt eh. Tumama siya sa ano eh.
Tumama sa ring.
Parang natapikan lang eh, di ba?
Yup, the shot clock should have reset. Kahit even if that is not a legitimate attempt, but the fact is that tumama yung bola sa ring. Here's what happened.
Parang nag-bounce pa siya sa sahig eh.
Here's what happened.
Ayan.
Yup.
Natapik. Ayan, natapik pababa. Yun ang tumama sa ring.
Oo. It still hit the rim. At mukhang nasaktan pa doon si Jolo Navarro. In the meantime, referees are conferring because it's actually a loose ball. At habang nag-uusap yung mga referee, si Nasha Racera, si Jeff Napa, nag-uusap din.
Bigyan mo na sa amin pa. Bigyan mo na sa amin yan.
Oo.
Lawang ka na ng 15 eh.
It's a 15-point lead for NU. 4:43 remaining.
Endong pumutok yung 24-second shot clock violation. Hawak ng NU yung bola eh. So yun nga, ibibigay sa NU yung possession na ito because hindi nag-reset yung shot clock. Kasi incidental lang, nagkataon lang tumama sa ring yung bola eh. Kasi nag-aagawan sila eh.
Pero ang usapan, kailangan talaga tumama sa ring eh. Either way, makakapag-usap-usap dito sila Coach Jeff Napa. They're ahead by 15.
Sa ABC, sigurado ka. Pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet. Get these smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Oil Center with 4:43 remaining. It's NU basketball. And they have the lead by 15. Ito yung huling sequence na nagkaroon ng review. Naubos kasi yung shot clock, pero ang nangyari kasi tumama yung bola sa ring. And actually, the initial thing that happened is the shot clock expired.
Went off.
Went off. 24-second shot clock. Pero yun nga, tumama kasi sa ring. So the shot clock will be reset to 14. Bola ng NU because they had the possession earlier. And
NU will be shooting a technical free throw here.
Natawagan.
I'm not sure what that was.
Improper bench decorum ang natawag ulit. There's a second infraction at the improper bench decorum because maraming nakatayo kanina sa bench ng Adamson. Again, employing FIBA rules. Dapat ang nakatayo lang, isa lang. Either coach o assistant coach. And Coach Nash Racela having a conversation on the other side of the court with Commissioner Jolie pa. Trying to clarify something either way. Adamson, they have a lot more issues to resolve.
Kasi may warning na sila kanina. Yung I think it was in the second quarter na nakatayo pa rin yung mga players nila. So that was a warning. And then, I don't know what happened here kung bakit sila natawagan ng technical. And I guess that's what was seen in the face of Coach Nash Racela of what happened. Why was I called? Why was my team called for a technical foul?
At mas lalong nakasakit sa Adamson kasi naka 3 points si Reinhard Humamoy. That's gonna be point number 9 for Reinhard Humamoy as Matty Aralon knocks down another 3. Some fight left for the Soaring Falcons, Dino.
And hindi lang pwede si Matty Aralon ang gumagawa dito. Well, we saw Anapo earlier but it was just 6 straight points. But you need more of that coming from your team or other players other than Matty Aralon
And Mate Araron actually is the one leading all scorers in this ball game. Timeout ang Adamson with 3:59 remaining in this ball game.
Ang boxing, El General. Matibay na dikitan. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Boxing, El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabangan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Under 4 minutes to play in this ball game, Coach Nash Racela perhaps still puzzled on why he was tagged with a technical foul for improper bench decorum. And Adamson curiously will call another timeout just to cool things off. 52-37 and new ahead.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis. Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Hindi aabot ang data! Nice!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Sa ABC sigurado ka, pulido ang trabaho, di ka papalya. ABC, sigurado ka dito.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
Enjoy high-speed internet with one of Smart's best ever promos. Whether you need big data on a budget or worry-free Unli internet. Get these Smart Wi-Fi promos today.
Under 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Still a 50-point advantage for Enyo. And we finally resume play matapos gumamit ng dalawang timeouts, Coach Nash Racela. Having some clarifications with our technical officials. So as with Coach Jeff Napa.
Si Coach Jeff Napa kanina, kausap niya. Hindi na nga ata sila nag-usap nung timeout eh.
Oo. Kasi ang nangyari, of course, there's that usual camaraderie. Kahit magkalaban naman tong mga to, nag-uusap sila doon sa ibang mid-court sa harap ng mga table officials. But the thing is, the referees perhaps really have a merit to call an improper bench decorum dahil meron tinatawag dyan yung linya sa baseline, yung hash mark. Bawal lumampas ang mga coach doon every time they're giving instructions or just during play.
Usually may limit, may linya yan para hanggang dun lang ang pwede yung coach.
That's right. In the meantime, no good coming from Bobby Mark Parks. And here comes Adamson. Some fight left in them, but it is a turnover. A steal by Reynard Humamoy. 3-on-2. Open 3 for Parks. Kabang!
I just think this is a done deal already for NU. They'll be picking up their second win and keep their chances alive for a quarterfinals berth.
And if things stay the same up until the final buzzer, NU getting the victory, and they'll be paying close attention to the matchup later.
on.
Kasi LaSalle and NU, or rather LaSalle and FPU, they'll be definitely cheering for LaSalle.
LaSalle to keep FEU at 3 wins.
Yep.
Because if they win that last game against FEU, which is the last game as well of FEU, they will have that win over the other advantage for the top 4 finish in the UAP group.
Oo. Kasi kung hindi man matupad yung gusto ng NU na matalo, or kung hindi man nila matalo ang FEU, ganun pa rin. Kasi, again, their focus is to keep everyone at 3 wins eh. Kate Monzoni scores. Factored in na may laro pa ang Adamson tsaka UP.
Because a loss for DLSU doesn't do any service for NU. It needs to be FEU who loses the next game.
But they only have 100 seconds just to keep Adamson at bay. Shot clock winding down. Top shot, and it's good. Coming from JV Reyes. Well, that's Vince Reyes. Sandali lang, may nagkukulitan. And Alugaye and Kenshin Padrones having a conversation. Referee Jonathan Garcia, quick to trigger. Dalawa ang foul ni Padrones. Actually, yung pushing foul niya will give them 5 personal fouls. Nadagdagan pa ng technical foul.
And he fouls out of this game because he already has 4 personal fouls.
On number 77, Kenshin Padrones.
There's the push by Kenshin Padrones.
The bump.
Kenshin Padrones, 5 fouls. And technical foul on number 77, Kenshin Padrones, for taunting.
So, yun. So, in addition to fouling out, may technical foul pa na naibigay kay Kenshin Padrones. And I believe that technical foul is going to be tagged to the head coach dahil yung unang foul niya, pushing foul niya, last foul,
panglima na
yun. Oo. And battle scars for Kenshin Padrones. He held his ground. Diba? 4 points for rebounds. Dalawa lang naman binabantay niya. Mamili siya OJ Ojaricre o Alugaye. And Alugaye is not yet done. Si Vince Reyes naman nakakulitan ni Gaye.
Yung dalawang FSA na ginamit ng Adamson brings back memories. Nung San Beda, during the time of Robert Molick, they had 2. They had 2 FSAs playing in that team. Tapos pinagsasab-sab nila yun. Although wala nang FSA sa NCAA ngayon because they limited that already or removed that.
14-point lead. Top shot coming from Nato Labot despite the challenge provided by Alugaye. And if anything dito, final score na lang hinihintay natin dito. Pero that NU's quest for a top 4 finish, buhay na buhay pa. Again, they just have to really pay close attention to that LaSalle FU matchup. Because for those 2 teams, kung sino manalo doon, top 4 eh.
The next game. Because so far, it has only been UST that has qualified for the quarterfinals.
Eh yung sa kabilang group, sa NCAA group, kilala na kung sino ang top 4 doon.
Positioning na lang ang pinaglalabanan doon.
Shot clock, nauubos pa para sa NU. Vince, tumingin pa sa bench. Nagtanong kung ano gagawin. Kailangan itira na niya. And that one went all air. And it's going to be our final play of the ball game. Pero may pahabol pang PlayTime Cares play of the quarter. Itong si Nato Labot. Can't catch me. Sabi niya kay Alugaye. PlayTime Cares elevating the next generation of Filipino athletes. Hahabol pa ba ng punto si Parks? Humabol pa ng hampas. May mag-free throw pa.
Foul number 25, Kenji Cañete. That's his second. 3 on the Soaring Falcons.
Basically, what decided this game was the first half. With NU outscoring Adamson by 19 points.
Free throws brought to us by ABC Tile Adhesive. Sigurado ka dito.
Kasi nung second half, mas maganda nga nilaro ng Adamson kaysa sa NU eh.
Up-trend yung scoring.
Nagpalamang lang sila ng sobrang... they dug a deep hole in that first half. Itong Adamson Soaring Falcons. And it was too big of a lead for them to come back.
And NU, their top 4 hopes still alive for the UAAP group. 61-46 is our final score. NU, they need to pay close attention to this upcoming, to our next game dahil hindi pa nga tapos ang kanilang kampanya dito. Baka matagdagan pa yung 6 games na nalalaroin nila dito sa ating Premier Preseason Collegiate Tournament. Smart Power Up Plays brought to us by Smart Power All 99. Get only Facebook or TikTok plus 10 gigabytes data and only calls and texts for 7 days. Load now. Really balanced scoring for National University, Dino.
Nobody scored in double digits for them. It was everyone pretty much stepped up in terms of scoring, chipping in this total of 61 points for the NU Bulldogs. But you can see that it was Jolo Manansala, Reinhard Jumamoy, Palasielo, and sila may pahabol pa si Nat Tulabo and sila
Bobby Mark Parks
had hit a couple of threes to pull off this much needed win to keep their hopes alive of a quarterfinals berth. But to me, the player of the game goes to Jolo Manansala with 9 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steals to lead the way for the Bulldogs.
If you have that wing player who's grabbing a lot of rebounds, malaking bagay talaga. Bagay na ating ABC Tile Adhesive heavy-duty player of the game. Full game stats muna hatid sa atin ng Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Boy, the shooting just really told the story for Adamson.
28%, that's not gonna get it done if you're Adamson. Although they hit 9 shots, it took them 9 threes in this game. It took them 31 shots for 29% and only shot 4 free throws. That's not a lot. Not a lot of aggressiveness coming from the Soaring Falcons in attacking the basket.
Yan ang ating PusoP.com key matchup ang naging storya nitong tapatan nila Matty Erolon and Reinhard Dumamoy. Matty Erolon for the 3rd straight game ending up in double figures, but it's Reinhard Dumamoy, despite only scoring 9 points, got 4 assists. Mas malaki ulit yung naging point responsible for nitong si Reinhard Dumamoy. Dino, pleasure working with you for today. Itong FU Lasal matchup, mamaya kasama natin si Randolph Leongson. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang ating Playtime Cares Filoil EcoOil 18th Preseason Cup presented to us by ABC Tile Adhesive.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime. Guaranteed 10 minutes ang cash out. Ang bilis! Swerte sa akin ang Playtime. You're welcome.
All-purpose Epoxy El General. Matibay na dikitan. El General. Konkreto, kahoy, bakal.
Bostik El General All-Purpose Epoxy. Palabahan sa kahit anong dikitan.
Hindi umuulan.
Hindi mo tayo makakabenta.
Yes!
Don't worry, be unleashed with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook.